Boys and girls, in this video here, I'm going to share with you the exact selling framework that I use, which has helped me make $10,000 per month online as a remote sales professional. And in particular, I'm going to be taking you through the discovery part of a sales call. So to make it very, very simple, there is a discovery. So the first part of the call, there is a pitch, and then there is a close, and then sometimes objection handling at the end of a call. Okay, so I'm going to be talking specifically about the discovery part of the call because that is the most important part of the call. If you do the discovery right, the pitch becomes very, very easy and not that important. Closing becomes easy, and you shouldn't have to objection handle too much if this is done correctly. Now, looking at this from a bird's eye view, okay, you don't have anything on the screen, but just imagine this in your head, or if you wanted to write it down. But from a bird's eye view perspective, we have the connection, so the start of the call, we have the opening stage, we have situation, we have problem, we've got what have they tried in the past, solution, then their goals, their dream reality, future pacing them. We then build a gap, we then give a consequence question, and then we go into pitching from there. But that is the discovery part of the call from a bird's eye view. So connection, opening stage, situation, problem, what have they tried in the past, solution, goals, future pace, gap, consequence question. Okay, I will now dive into each part of that there from a bird's eye view. That's the framework I follow, and then questions that I ask within them. Connection, that's literally just when you get on the call at the start, how you present yourself, how you connect with that person at the start of the call, which is very important. I always like to just open the call with good energy, introduce myself, and try actually make a connection with this person, try have a joke, try make some type of smart ass remark or something like that, just to get them to drop their guard, because they are getting on a call with a stranger, and it's uncomfortable as it is. So if you can at least just seem like a human and be a good bloke, really as simple as that, it does make the rest of the call go a little bit easier because you seem like a genuine human and you've dropped that guard a little bit. From there, you set the frame for the call. Now, what that means is when you're setting a frame for the call, you're literally just letting the prospect know, or the person on the other side of the call know what we're going to be doing today and why we're going to be doing it. Okay, so for example, a frame you could set. Now, the first part of this call is really for more of us to find out more on your background as far as what you've done in the past, kind of what you're doing now, and then really what I would say is to see if we could actually help you, because believe it or not, man, there are some people we can't help, or because sometimes, man, there are some people we can't help. You get what I mean by that, right? Okay, there's so many different ways you can say it, but as long as you explain what we're doing today, why we're doing it, we can't help everyone. You get what I mean by that. Sound fair enough? Is that all good? Sounds sweet. Okay, set the frame, and then from there you move into the opening stage. So that connection part of the call, connection part of discovery, that part of the framework is done. Set the frame, drop their guard a little bit, and then can move into opening stage. From there, you just find out why they're on the call. Now, what about the ad sparked your interest? I saw that you spoke with Jack. What was it when you spoke with Jack that actually made you book a call with him today? What's the reason you're on my calendar today? Why are we having a chat today is pretty much what you're asking there. If you don't get too much meat to your answer and they don't really maybe you didn't ask the question the right way and they didn't give you the right answer you're looking for, you can go, okay, and do you know what it is that you're looking for, specifically? Do you know what it is that you're looking to get out of this call? So just find out in the opening stage, why the fuck are we on this call in the first place? That's simple. From there, we go into situation. So from connection to opening stage to then situation. This area here, you want to be as curious as possible about their situation. So generally, if you're selling something which is a biz op, so a business opportunity or a career focused thing or an ROI focused thing, with investments and stuff like that, you want to be asking a lot of questions around work, income, what are they doing now for an income, how many hours a day, do they like it, etc., etc. Just be as curious as possible around their current situation, okay? So I will ask a lot of questions around what are they doing for work? How long have they been doing it? How many hours a day are they working? What's the commute like? Which kind of digs into the next part. But just get a really clear understanding on their situation in terms of income, or if you're selling fitness, their weight loss, their current weight, current nutrition plans, current et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Find out their situation. From there, you transition into problem phase. Okay, so you've figured out their situation, now you're finding out the problem with current situation. The reason in situation that I'll ask questions like, how many hours a day are you working? How long's the commute and stuff like that? Obviously, I'm finding out that situation, but also generally those things there, as well as like what do they do for work, have some pain attached to them. There's something they don't like about it. Okay, so an easy way to find out if they like it is just ask like, do you like what you are doing for work and the current hours you're working or the commute you're having to work? Generally, they'll be like, not really. No, I don't like it for XYZ reason. If that doesn't get the answer you're looking for, you can just be like, okay, man, like, is there anything in particular like you would change about what you are currently doing for work or your current situation if you could? Also as well, another way you could ask it, when you ask the first question in the opening stage, like, why are we on this call? They might have mentioned, I want to make more money, or I want to start a business so I can have more freedom and live wherever I want in the world. A very easy way you could ask and get pain in this point and find out a problem is, I know you mentioned before, you said you wanted to make more money with XYZ business, or you want to have location freedom. Is that something you feel like you don't have right now with your current situation? No, I don't. Okay, why is that? And then from there, they dig into their problem. Oh, because I'm working 20 hours a fucking day and I'm stuck in one location. Okay, so find problems. And then from there, once you've found problems, find out how long those problems have been going on, because that makes it a little bit more dramatic and it gets the prospect to realize how long they've been dealing with it. So from there, you can be like, okay, man, so like, how long has this been going on? How long have you been dealing with XYZ problem? Oh, 4 years. From there, you can build a little bit of urgency. Okay, is it time to make a change possibly? Or you could say, why do you want to make a change now? What's changed? Okay. Now, from there, that's all you really need to get. Situation, problem, a little bit of pain, and then a little bit of urgency or commitment to change now. From there, you then move into what have they tried in the past. Now, with what have they tried in the past, so everyone has been dealing with a problem for XYZ time. So if it was 2 weeks, if it was a month, if it was 6 months, if it was 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, some people. You need to ask, what have they tried in the past to solve this problem? The reason why you need to ask, and this is so important, is because the reason the problem's not solved is something up here generally. Something in the prospect's mind is not allowed them to solve this problem. That's what you need to find out in this part of the call, so you can pretty much help them and reframe their mindset at this point of the call so it doesn't come up as an objection at the end of the call. Okay, so how do we actually do that? We ask, what have you tried in the past to solve this problem? Out of curiosity, man, like, have you tried anything over the last 6 months, a year to actually solve this problem? Before you met me, what were you doing exactly to solve XYZ problem? Or what were you doing about that? Okay, ask these questions here. If they say yes, be as curious as possible and be like, okay, what did you try? What did you find? What results did you get? Did it work for you? Did you like it? Whatever it was. And then they'll either say, oh, it just didn't work for me because of XYZ reason, or it just doesn't work, or it's all a scam and stuff like that. That's when you can then find and things come to the surface of problems in their mindset. Let's say you're selling an e-commerce coaching thing and they've tried another one in the past and they just said, oh, it just did not work for me. Okay, chances are the fucking prospect was probably lazy or had some issues and they didn't actually implement it and it was their fault. Okay, now you need to uncover that. You can ask, okay, were the other students in the program, were they getting results and actually, making money with e-commerce? Oh, they were? Okay, and what was the reason that you didn't get the results and if other students were? Oh, no, it just didn't work for me. Okay, well, did you show up to all the coaching calls and did you go through the whole course? I went through some of the course and some of the coaching calls. Okay, all right, well, can I make a suggestion, man? Can you see how obviously not implementing all of the information and not going to all the coaching calls possibly prevented you from actually getting the information and getting the answers you needed to actually get results with e-commerce? Okay, and can you see how not fully committing to your program in the past actually prevented you from getting the results you were looking for? You can? Okay. Do you want to change that? Yes. Why now? Why not later? Simple as that. Okay, so find a problem with their mindset, find a problem with what have they tried in the past and why something hasn't been solved, and help them help them through reframing their mindset and get them to look at it a little bit differently and actually take accountability and take responsibility for why they haven't got the results they're looking for. Because everything in this world is your fault. Whether you like it or not, it is your fault and it is your responsibility. And if you take accountability for it, you can then change it. Right now, these prospects are generally making excuses for why things haven't worked out. So you need to help them take responsibility and help them reframe their mindset. From there, we move into dream solution. So we just go just to make sure, man, what we are doing fits into what you're looking for. What do you actually need in some outside help? What are you looking for? How do we help you? Is it coaching? Is it education? Is it accountability, etc., etc.? Pretty simple. Just find out what they're looking for, because this then will tie into your pitch. So they may tell you they need, oh, I just need a blueprint. I just need education. I just need coaching. I need someone to hold my hand. I need someone to hold me accountable. I need a mentor. Okay, so when we pitch, those words that they use there and the terminology they use, we tie that into our pitch. Pretty simple. Then we go into the fun part of the call, which is future pacing, and actually understanding what are they looking to achieve. And we actually can connect on a very deep level here, because we're asking like goals, income wise, what do they want to do with that extra income? How would things be different from where they are now? What could they do with their family? What school would they send their kids to? Where would they go on holiday? What would they do for their partners? And it's pretty much getting them to envision and start visualizing where they want to be and their dream reality, and exactly what that looks like, the picture, how that compares to now. And in this part of the call, you get prospects obviously like very, very, very emotional, because they're future pacing themselves and they see all the good stuff and the life they actually want to create. And then once you've actually got them to visualize that and actually understand what that looks like, you then ask them, how would that make you feel to achieve all those things? Or how would that make you feel to have that life? Or what would that do for you personally? Tie emotion to the actual tangibles, because people buy with emotion, justify with logic. Okay, so if you can get them to understand how that would feel, that's an effective future pace, and that's an effective way of getting people to realize their goals and the life they actually want to achieve. Then, probably the second part of the call is when we then build a gap. Okay, so when we're building a gap, the reason I say build a gap here is because all sales is pretty much helping people make commitments to change. How we do that is we actually build a gap from where they are now to where they want to be. Okay, so their current situation to where they want to be with goals, future pacing them. That's that gap. We now need to help them realize the gap through building the gap through a question. How do we do that? We then ask, now, brother, how close do you feel like you are to hitting XYZ goals with your current situation? Or how close do you feel like you are to hitting those goals with the current role you have now at work? They would then admit, well, I'm not that close. Okay, and they will then understand that they're not that close as well, more importantly. You then dig their feet in the ground and get them to dig their feet in the ground by saying, why not? Why not just work more hours? Why not just get another job? Why not just get a raise? Etc., etc. They will then admit, well, no, I can't, because I can't work more hours because then I sacrifice time with my family and I can only earn so much and I can't make the money I want to make. Or, no, I can't get another job because I'm stuck at this place. Or, no, I want to have location freedom, and getting another job is not going to give me location freedom. You're getting them to realize that the current way they're doing something is not going to get them to where they want to go, and they need to do something different to get different results. Once they've dug their feet in the ground, which is really, really effective, you then ask a consequence question, which this builds a lot of urgency and gets people to actually take action. So an example of a consequence question is, once you built the gap and they've dug their feet in the ground, you say, well, brother, can I ask another question? Do you mind if I ask another question? Is it okay if I ask another question? Of course it is. You then ask, pretty much very, very simply, what are you going to do if nothing changes though? What are you going to do if this keeps going on? What are the potential ramifications if this continues for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, even 2 years from now? What's going to happen then? What are the potential consequences if this were to continue? There are so many ways you can ask a consequence question or cost of an action question, but you need to get the prospect to understand the consequences of not taking action, the consequences of staying in their current situation and not going and doing something about getting to their dream life. As simple as that. If you can get them to understand that, it will build so much internal tension and internal persuasion, let's say, for them to take action. Once they've given you the consequences of not taking action, which this gets pretty deep in these parts of the call, because it may be, well, I won't be able to send my daughters to the school I always dreamed of sending them to, or maybe, we'll never be able to retire my wife, or I'll be stuck in the same location and stuck in the same job forever. Once they've given you that consequence, you then say, this is really powerful. Are you willing? Are you willing to settle for that, man? Of course they're not. Okay, and why do something now? Why not just do something later? Oh, because if I don't do this now, then X, Y, Z and all this. And they start pretty much selling themselves to you, giving you all these reasons on why they need to do this now. And they start actually understanding why they need to take action and make a commitment to change now. Okay, from there, once they've admitted that, you say, so it is important for you to do something then? Okay, and then you transition into pitch. Okay, it's that simple. I know there's probably a little bit of detail to each of them, but that's the framework I go through, okay? It's not hard, okay? Just find out their situation, find out the problem, find out what have they tried in the past to solve XYZ problem, make suggestions, help reframe their mindset, help them overcome problems within their own mind so they can actually get out of their own way. From there, you move into finding out what they actually need. What is their solution? What is their ideal solution? From there, you future pace them, go into their goals. What's their dream reality look like? How does that feel? What is the emotion tied to achieving all these things here in your life? From there, you build a gap. How close are you to achieving XYZ goals with your current situation? Not that close. Why not? Why not get another job? XYZ, why not do this? Why not do that? And then you give a consequence question, which builds massive urgency and gets them to realize the consequences of not taking action, staying in the same place. And then you build even more urgency. Why now? Why not just do something later? Etc. Etc. Okay. Very, very fucking simple. This framework here works perfectly. It's powerful. Obviously, there is more to it than that, and there's ways that you need to show up to your call, how you present yourself, how you communicate, your energy. But if you follow this framework here, you show up, you're a good person, you're a genuine human, and you ask these questions and help this person in this way, you will make sales, and it'll be very, very easy. You shouldn't have to do too much objection handling at the end as well, if you've done this right and if you've pre-handled all objections around mindset and around logistics as well. So that's it. It's that simple. That framework there has served me very well. It's serving me very well right now as well. So if you implement that and actually take action on your sales calls with that framework there is no reason you cannot make $10,000 a month, and there is no reason you cannot make more than $10,000 a month with the right offer. I guarantee you that. If you've enjoyed this video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.